Good morning, everyone. Good morning. If I could please have your attention. Thank you very much. We've held the start of the meeting just for a few minutes to try to get the entrees delivered, which I think we're just about through with that, so we want to go ahead and proceed. Let me first welcome you to the July 16th meeting of the Williamson County Chamber of Commerce. We appreciate you taking the time out of your day to be with us today. We have a great presentation from Mayor Rogers Anderson later. And to get us started, though, we'll ask Gwen Pullen, who is in charge of pastoral care at Williamson Medical Center, to ask the invitation and grace for us. If y'all will stand and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. Gwen?
Let us pray. Gracious God, our Creator, we pause to lift our prayer to you. We come together as members of this Williamson County Chamber of Commerce, grateful for the food and fellowship we share today. We take a moment to express our gratitude for the leadership and the staff of our chamber. We are thankful for some really great people who do so many wonderful things for us and with us. We are thankful for our businesses, schools, organizations, and medical community, and communities of faith that provide employment and economic opportunities, places to learn and grow and develop, provide health care, and to live and serve together as part of a healthy community. We celebrate with those who have opened new businesses and those who are branching out to build and expand existing operations. At the same time, we hold in our hearts and minds those in our midst who are struggling, those who have lost employment, and those who have had to let employees go. So as we share this meal today, we also pause to ask your care and blessings to be with those who worry about their next meal, making their mortgage payment, finding health care, or how they might get their children through school. We come together today, God, from many different places and perspectives. As we look to the future, we ask for the courage and strength to reclaim our American tradition of tolerance, understanding, civility, and willingness to work with one another for the common good of all. And to that end, we hold in our prayers today all who are gathered here and our elected officials and leaders, both in our local community and across our state. We pray for your Spirit to guide and direct us all in the challenges and decisions we are called to address. But now, as we prepare to eat, may your Spirit of joy dwell among us and go with us as we depart. Amen.
Amen. Face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Gwen, for reminding us of all the things that we have to be thankful for here in this community and in this country. As you continue to eat, I would like to take this moment, as we are accustomed to do, to invite some of our guests. If you are a guest with us today, if you wouldn't mind just sort of waving your hand in the air, just briefly to say this is your first time, maybe you're considering membership. We appreciate you being here today. For those members who are sitting at the table with these folks, please let them know the hospitality that we like to show those who visit with us. In addition, we want to recognize, if I could, maintain your attention, please. Thank you very much. Nancy, where's that gavel? I'm looking for that gavel because I'm ready to. Anyway, one thing we like to do, and the reason why I want to grab your attention is just to let you know that we've had 34 new members join the chamber since our last meeting, 16 of which are in attendance today. I heard a woo-hoo, I think. There you go. Our new members are seated here at the front, and I might ask if y'all would just take a brief minute away from your meal, stand up, turn to the crowd, make sure everybody gets to see you all. Our new members here today. We'll clap for you one more time. Membership is the lifeblood of this organization. We appreciate those who have made that commitment to become one of us here at the Chamber of Commerce. At this time, it's also my pleasure to highlight St. Thomas Health, who are the presenting sponsors for this membership meeting. Thank you to St. Thomas for being a generous sponsor of this meeting and the support that they provide to the chamber. This is a big meeting. This is sort of the thing that we do that gets the most people in the room, but the chamber is a busy place every day of the month, and Matt Largen, President and CEO of the chamber, is going to come and share some things that are going on, give us an update on economic development. And Matt, if you'll come join me now.
Wow. Hold on just a second. We're good. Everything's okay. Thanks, Brad. I'm going to start by giving an update on economic development. As everybody in this room knows, that economic development is now part of the Chamber of Commerce. And so I'll start my presentation like I normally do, talking about what we're seeing in terms of companies looking to relocate here, to expand here, or they're growing here in a significant way. Basically, what you'll see is our project pipeline. You all can see the screen a lot better than I can. But what I do know is that most of the projects we're seeing have a headquarter component, still heavy office in this county, which is a really good thing. You'll notice the per capita income of the projects we're working is higher than the U.S. average, and that healthcare headquarters still dominate the kind of companies we're looking for, which is a really good thing. One trend I've noticed is that there really hasn't been a trend. People still are holding back. They're not making decisions. The decisions that are being made are being made with far fewer workers. If anybody saw the jobs numbers that came out last year, noticing a lot more people going on working part-time. So we still haven't seen a lot of decisions getting made, and that's something that's really been pretty common throughout our county and the country over the last several years. Not sure exactly what it's going to take for these companies to finally make these decisions, but we certainly hope it happens soon. Fortunately, we're in a good place for that to happen. Still very low unemployment in Williamson County, significant growth, and I know Mayor Anderson will talk a lot more about those details in the presentation. What I do want to introduce, though, and you guys may have seen this before, this is a word cloud from our board when we talked about what we want to be a year from now. And the word that really jumps out at me, I'm sure jumps out at you, is innovative. That's something that you're going to see throughout the Chamber programs and initiatives in 2014 and the rest of 2013. So as part of that, we want to introduce a new concept at this meeting that will hold true for every event that we have, and that's meeting notes. I really think one of the great things about the Chamber of Commerce is we're a learning community. So what we're asking people to do, the top 3 takeaways that you have from meetings and events that you're at, send to this email. It's meetingnotes@williamsoncountychamber.org. The top 3 takeaways you've got from any event that you have, put your name, put your company name. We're going to publish this on the homepage of our website in a blog. I'll also send it out in the Monday morning meeting reminder as well that you get. Basically, this is a way for you all to engage with each other, engage with the Chamber. If you may have missed an event you wanted to go to, you can scroll through and see what the takeaways were that event. And if you're actually taking notes during the presentation, I'll know you're taking notes and not tweeting or looking up old girlfriends on Facebook. So it's a good thing to know. All right, it's my only joke, I promise. Let's see, the next thing on the list is for me to recognize the great contributions of the individuals involved with the Tennessee Equine Grand Prix. And I'd like at this point to invite April Lunn with Well Planned Events, Frank Forsyth with Grand Avenue, and Allison Gilbert with Tennessee Equine Hospital to the stage. I assume they're here. Okay, great. As they're making their way to the stage, I'll say this is the 4th annual event that we had. It was a fantastic event. Could not have had better weather if anybody that was here in attendance. And it raised over $20,000 for the Chamber, more importantly for the Chamber's Foundation. Okay. Great. That's good. How are you? It's all right. So I want to thank specifically Elaine Wells and her staff at Well Planned Events for helping create such an amazing event. We want to present April Lunn on behalf of Elaine a plaque and sign of appreciation for the hard work everybody put into the event. That is, okay, there you go. Okay, thank you. And thanks to the committee members too and the volunteers. One of the things I've been so impressed since I started here in February is how involved the volunteers are in really driving this organization. We couldn't do these great events without the volunteers. So thanks so much to the committee who organized and the volunteers who participated that day. I also want to thank Frank Forsyth and Grand Avenue for being the presenting sponsor of this event. Grand Avenue is such a phenomenal corporate citizen. They do great things for the community. And I want to really say thank you and present this plaque to Frank in recognition of the support that they gave for this event. Thank you. And finally, I want to thank our organizer. I know he's not here today, but Monty McIntyre with Tennessee Equine Hospital. He plays a pivotal role in making this event happen. We want to present Allison with this artwork here, this actually photography, as the commemoration of a great event. He was unable to attend, but he wanted to let us know what a great event it was, how much he enjoyed partnering with the companies that were involved, and really, and I think it's his vision, it's our vision too, to connect the equine community, something that probably doesn't get enough attention as it deserves, with the business community in Williamson County, exactly what a Chamber of Commerce ought to be doing. So I want to thank him specifically, and thank you for coming to this event today. Thanks, guys. All right, thanks. So when I interviewed for this job a few months ago, the conversation started with a question. Name 3 words that describe the best boss you've ever had, and name 3 words that describe the worst boss you've ever had. The interview wasn't looking for a name, just words. But still, yeah, you know where I'm going. The name of the worst boss came to me immediately, like it would to most of you. And so did the adjectives, they just flowed. If you're curious, it was apathetic, apathetic, and apathetic. But a moment after that came the name of the best boss I've ever had. That's today's speaker, Williamson County Mayor Rogers Anderson. Instead of reading his bio and accomplishments, I want to talk about what he means to this chamber, this community, and to me. Leadership matters, and growth is no accident. Rogers' leadership as a commissioner and mayor is the primary reason Williamson County is the healthiest, fastest growing, most well-educated, and most prosperous county in Tennessee. He starts every incentive negotiation with a simple question for the company. And I know I've been in the room when he's done this. How important is public education to you? Because his commitment and this county's commitment is to education. We reflect that by never touching a dime of incentive money that would go to the school system or working with the company. He's also a great manager as well as a great leader, and he trusts his department heads. I know this firsthand too. If you bring him a problem, you better be prepared to bring him 3 solutions. I've learned so much about leadership, management, faith, and family from Rogers. He is a mentor, and I'm so fortunate I can call him a friend. He's the most respected man in this county, maybe the entire state, and most importantly, he treats everyone with that same level of respect. I was told the theory behind the question I mentioned is that you're likely to emulate the traits of the best boss you've ever had and go as far away from the traits of the worst boss as possible. I believe that. If you played sports and you go on to coach, you're likely to coach the way you were coached. Same thing with parenting. If I'm half the boss Rogers was to me and is to the large number of Williamson County employees that are in this room, I'll consider that a tremendous success. Please help me welcome a great mayor and an even better man, Rogers Anderson.
Well, Matt, I thought I was down at the funeral home. I appreciate that, Matt. You know, really the reason Matt was saying a lot of that, we have Buttercup in the back, and we've had milking contests in the past. Matt can't milk a cow, so he is nervous. As I begin today, I believe that it is important that we acknowledge the men and women who commit themselves to serving in the public in the role of an elected official. I would like to recognize several members that are here today. First of all, would you please stand and hold your applause until we finish? If you're from the state, I know Jack and Charles and Glenn are here. Jeremy may be here. If you're here, would you please stand, you guys? If you're a county commissioner, Judy, Jack, Cheryl, if you're a county commissioner or your other elected person in the county, would you please stand? Sheriff, trustee. If you're a city official, alderman, I know the mayor of Franklin is going to be a little late, but I would appreciate the other city officials here in Brentwood and Franklin. If you're an elected official, please stand. Or Kirk, go ahead and stand. You might as well be you city managers. Our school board, Pat Anderson, I know she's here. I saw her. Now, did I overlook anybody that's an elected official? This is the group that helps to run Williamson County. Thank you. I also want to congratulate the Williamson County Chamber on your success during this past few months, and thank you for allowing me the opportunity to speak again today. And I want to thank you all for taking time out of your busy schedule to learn more about your county today. In just a few moments, the speech will be on our website at the county, so you can pull that up and pull the data and the statistics, but it's a speech today with a lot of comparisons, and I hope you will enjoy it. As many of you know, Williamson County has just adopted the 2013-14 fiscal year budget, totaling approximately $434 million. I'm happy to report that the county tax rate will remain the same at $2.31 per hundred. Everyone loves to hear that you're not having a tax increase, and that's the result of these county commissioners. Adopting a budget is not easy as it looks oftentimes. I hear comments made that the budget went through, Mayor, with no problem, 24-0. However, the results of that vote are contingent upon the hours and the days and weeks of meetings, the studies and collaboration between different department heads, much like what you do in your business. There are multiple requests, needs, wants, and scenarios that must be considered before bringing a balanced budget to a vote. At this time, I'd also like to personally thank all of my department heads involved in the budgeting process for the time and the commitment you devote and you dedicate to working together for the good of the whole. Would you please stand? These are my department heads. As indicated on the slide, $272 million of the $434 million budget for the general purpose school budget, it represents 62.7% of the budget. This expenditure line includes the operations, transportation, and self-supporting funds for the cafeteria and extended daycare programs that we have. The remaining 37% of the budget represents the general government operations, your court systems, your parks and recreation, your solid waste, your highway department, debt service, law enforcement. Including in these expenditures, the county commission also funded the first part of this year 32 new school resource officers and the related expenses for those to be placed throughout our county and our Franklin Special School District, providing officers in every single elementary school that we have here in Williamson County. The revenues to balance the budget are derived mostly from your local property taxes, sales tax, and other local fees. At $282 million, your local taxes represent 69% of the budget. From state revenues, we receive about 29%, and we receive 2% from the federal government. There's been some question lately as where the county stands on debt and its effects on our AAA bond rating. Public officials in Williamson County are always striving to manage important but sometimes conflicting goals and objectives. For an example, we want our children to have the latest and most adequate school facilities, but we don't always want the debt that it takes to have it. We want to pay off our debt as quickly as possible, and we also want to keep our annual tax burden low. It's not easy, but our job is to strike the right balance between those differing objectives. How do we do that? Well, one of the ways we do that is we typically finance the construction of new school buildings, which are meant to last 40 to 50 years, with 20-year bonds. That reduces some of the burden on the current taxpayers, and it provides adequate financial flexibility for our future needs. Williamson County currently has approximately $462 million in debt. Trying to decide whether $462 million is too much without taking into consideration the size of our tax base is like trying to evaluate where a person weighs too much without taking into account their height and their age. 5 years ago, we had $20 million less in debt. but we also had a tax base that was $6 million smaller. 10 years ago, we had $120 million less in debt, but our tax base was $15 million smaller. Was our financial condition better then? I don't think so. As I think you can tell, our debt as a percentage of our tax base is decreasing, not increasing. That's just one reason why our AAA bond rating is stable. If the rating agencies only looked at the total debt, there wouldn't be a single large government body with a AAA bond rating. The reality is they evaluate debt as a percentage of the total tax rate, tax base. The fact that our total indebtedness is increasing does not mean that we are not making substantial payments on our principal. We are currently scheduled to retire over 50% of our indebtedness within the next 7 years, and we would do that on our existing debt. If our total debt grows, it's not because we are delaying the principal repayments, it's because we are continuing to invest in new projects that are consistent with our values here in Williamson County. These are the same type of investments that we have made all throughout the last 20 years. Maintaining conservative debt ratios is difficult in a growing county. It's easy to reduce indebtedness when people are leaving and the demand for the infrastructure is declining. It's more challenging when they keep coming. We strive to manage the growth, and our AAA bond rating is our reason, our affirmation that we're doing a good job. For the good of the whole, many things occur throughout our county and our region on a daily basis. Our planners are meeting with planners. Our law enforcement are meeting with law enforcement. Our school officials are meeting with school officials. And our mayors are meeting with mayors. Regional issues, including jobs, infrastructure, traffic concerns throughout the Middle Tennessee area, are at the forefront in most every issue when we sit down and discuss them. The success of our county and our individual cities, your businesses, and your homes is not the work of one person. It is the work of the whole. Williamson County is a strong community because we help each other to make the best that it can be. From a standpoint of looking at numbers, get it out in a minute, I'd like to share some data about Williamson County, the state, and the U.S. I can't see this, but I hope it's going up. Williamson County's current population is approximately 192,000 people. Of those residents, 10.6 are 65 or older, 6% are under 5, and 28.2 are under age 18. For comparison purposes, Tennessee's population is based at 6.4, and the United States population is 313 million people. As we look at our educational statistics, you should know that Williamson County ranks first in the state for the number of population under the age of 18, thus why we build schools. First in the number of residents with high school diplomas, and first for the number of residents with college degrees. The growth projections for Williamson County, as Matt's indicated, here they are. We'll reach over 226,000 people in 2020, 280,000 in 2030, and over 334,000 people will be in our county by the year 2040, exceeding the Nashville and the Metro, the state, the United States by leaps and bounds. It's rewarding. Also, our female population in Williamson County, equally so in the state and across the United States, represents a little over 1/2 of the population. And in Williamson County, our females operate 22.5% of our local businesses, compared to 25% in the state and about 28% across the nation. It is rewarding to note that in Williamson County, 82%, let that one soak in, of our residents own their homes, compared to 69% throughout the state and 66% throughout the United States. Williamson County's median household income stands at $89,000, compared to the statewide rate of $43,000 and the United States rate of $52,000. trickery, isn't it, Matt? It's often easy to set aside thoughts of the multiple tragedies that have occurred in recent weeks in the United States. The tornadoes in Oklahoma, the fertilizer plant and explosion in Texas, and the loss of 19 firefighters in Arizona. However, we must keep these communities, those elected officials, individuals, and their families in our thoughts and prayers, and not forget that all the successes we enjoy in Williamson County could change in an instant. Oftentimes, we as individuals are faced with our own personal tragedies, and we have family and friends who provide support to us to get us through. As a county, we face tough tragedies. When we do, we all pull together as a community. We help each other get back on our feet, such as was the case in May of 2010 during the floods here in Middle Tennessee. At this time, I'd like to recognize our law enforcement community, fire protection, and public officials that are here serving us every day. Thank you for your service. Would you please stand? Come on, Jeff. Every day we're working together for a plan for various scenarios that could require all of us pulling together. There are leaders throughout this county, even today, meeting to ensure that we're in a place where we need to benefit others when sometimes they don't even know that they need it or how they would need it. Today, Williamson County is planning for a new public safety facility. These plans are not the plans of one individual or one department, but the plans of a multitude of agencies working together for the good of the whole. In November 2012, the ribbon was cut officially opening State Route 840. With approximately 95% of the new road running through Williamson County, we are mindful that Williamson County's public safety staff, including the volunteer firefighters, will be first responders along this route. The importance of planning for public safety, training, and facilities once again comes to light. Today, Williamson County is planning for a new senior citizens facility in the heart of Franklin on the old BGA campus. Williamson County has become known as a desirable place to retire, due in part to our great strengths, low taxes, the state legislators, and the governor's work to eliminate the inheritance tax in this state. And of course, it doesn't hurt to have a few grandkids here also. Williamson County today is also planning for the construction of new schools. Based on the projected growth numbers we observed earlier, the number of children under the age of 18, and the projected growth of 800 to 1,000 new children each year for the past 5 years or more during downtimes, that we know we must all figure out ways to work together to plan for our children's future. Our solid waste department is planning a SMART sale, which stands for Sustainable Management Using Aeration Recirculation Treatment. This unique project will allow Williamson County to handle the county's waste and leachate on-site, saving money in the process. This bold approach has the potential to change the way solid waste is handled in the future. You may have noticed in the back our special guest, Buttercup, here today. Buttercup is the mascot of our Little Ones Farming, as we're only 17 days away from the kickoff of this year's fair. I'm thankful for the thousands of volunteers that put in their time and energy to turn out one of the largest community events in our county. With an emphasis on agricultural and education, this clean, family-friendly fair provides entertainment for all. And I want to say thank you to all the businesses and the communities that helped make this a success. I've often said that government doesn't create jobs, but we work together, lay the groundwork to ensure job growth. Current projections indicate our job growth will exceed 13% in the next 5 years and 23% in the next 10 years. These are good times that we live in a healthy, in a vibrant, and a growing community. Williamson County is growing because we come together as a community. We're growing because we have men and women, such as yourself, who are willing to serve in the public sector, for the not-for-profit organizations, all working for the good of the whole. Doing so, we provide an array of quality of factors that many other communities just never enjoy. Not too many days go by that something new is not happening in our county. And the latest one that adds a little quality of life is a partnership between the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency allowed for the opening of an archery range located at the Ag Expo Park. The archery range has already seen great use, and believe it or not, our elementary school children, particularly the females, are enjoying that best of all. And believe it or not, again, Lipscomb Elementary has one of the foremost programs out there. We continue to make improvements in our animal control programs and services. Some of these started with our past director, Doug Brightwell. Many are being expanded on, and some new ones started by Laura Chevalier. She's a bundle of energy. Laura comes to us from Lee County, Florida, and we're excited to have her on board. Also new to our team this year, we're delighted to welcome Amy Saunders as the new county archivist. She assumed this role under the retirement of Miss Louise Lynch last February, during which time the facility was named in her honor. Welcome aboard, Amy. Today, Williamson County is one of the most educated, healthy, business-friendly places to live in America. We are strong, we're growing, and we're planning for the future, because today we realize it can all change tomorrow. This county is blessed to have individuals such as each of you with your unique talents. We are blessed that you choose to give of your time and energies and your service to continue to make this one of the best communities in the state of Tennessee. This county is strong because everyone works together for the good of the whole. Thanks for coming today. Thanks for allowing me the opportunity to serve as your mayor, and I look forward to continuing serving you in the future. May God bless us, our county, and the United States. Thank you. Have a seat. Brad said I can take a few questions. This is always dangerous. Got any questions? I know Mindy's not here today because she called and told me she wasn't coming, so she always asks questions. Oh, there you are, Mindy. Yes, go ahead, Mindy. Yeah. The thing I'm the most proudest, I guess, is just being able to manage and work with people. This job's not about Rogers Anderson or Ken Moore or any of the other mayors throughout our area. It's about all of us working together. Look around the room. I'm going to ask one question. If you were born and raised in Williamson County, stand up. If you were born and raised, look around you. There's not a handful. The rest of us moved here. That's important, to respect them, but do the things we need to do. What's on my heart is how do we handle the growth down the road? Everyone wants to move into Williamson County, and how do we manage that growth? And there will be times that we have to wrestle with tax rates and tax increases. But as a general rule, one of the slides we could have put up here is our tax rate in Williamson County compared to others. But one of the factors that we have in our county that so many others don't is a growing community. This past year, somewhere during the first 6 months, last 6 months of this year, we became the 4th largest assessed county in the state of Tennessee. There's Knox, Shelby, Davidson, and Hamilton, then Williamson. And we're going to pass Hamilton. We'll pass Hamilton. And I guess the sideline note is I look out and I see a lot of health care. There's competitors. There's St. Thomas. I sit beside St. Thomas, believe it or not. Vanderbilt got along fine with me, and Vanderbilt, Williamson Medical. But our community is made up of health care folks. And we're growing in that area. And I look at the affiliation between Williamson Medical Center and Vanderbilt. Do you know if all the I's can get dotted and the T's crossed, we're going to have a children's hospital in our community that's part of Vanderbilt and part of Williamson Medical. That is hitting. That's hitting a home run, and that's not easy, and so my hat goes off to Don Webb, who has to go through all that. Another question. Real easy one? Dave Crouch. What's going to be new at the fair? I should get Diane up here. You know, everybody knows that Diane's really the mayor behind the scenes, and in fact, this morning on the radio, Tom Lawrence called her that, and I acknowledge that. You know, Diane's, I know how old she is, but I'm not about to say it. But let me put it this way. She's trained 4 of us, county mayors, county executives. So that goes back over 30 years, and she did not start when she was 10. So, I love her dearly. There's no one better. You give her a project, get out of the way, and she can tell you all about it. But I will tell you on Saturday night, the first Saturday night, there's a few of us in here that may remember sock hops. They were a lot of fun. And the Saturday night's going to be a sock hop. Lloyd Hardcastle and his band's coming to town. Now, Jack Johnson will be playing. He'll take off his senator's hat one night. He'll be driving. I think all of you should come out there and enjoy the festivities. It is the fastest growing. In 9 years, we were well over 200,000 people coming to our fair. Another question? Anything? Well, again, thank you. Brad, I'll turn it back over to you. It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Hearing the statistics, they do tell the story, but it's the people of Williamson County that make it great. And he was talking about competitors and sort of sitting beside each other and able to get along. You know, in this room, I think the competition that we experience outside the door sort of goes away, and we all pull together for a common cause, and that is to help this community be a great place. And I think we accomplished that here because of you all and because of the membership and leadership that was highlighted today through Roger's presentation. So I'm happy to be here and glad to do business here. And bankers, when we get outside, we can all beat each other up over the next deal. But it's good to have a great place like this to do business where you can win and succeed. So thanks very much, Mayor, and thanks to your leadership. If I could ask you to sort of take a look at the center of your table, what's the predominant color that you see? Green. What does that make you think of? Money. Right. No. Golf. It makes you think of golf, and we're having our... makes me think of money. I'm sorry. August the 27th will be our annual golf outing. I'm here to report, and I'm going to need to look at my notes here. For the afternoon golf flight, there are 5 team spots available, unless it's changed. This is being striked and updated as we speak, but 5 more for the afternoon. We have 17 morning teams. So morning people, here's your chance to get out and play golf. Say you're at work, say you're meeting new clients. We also have 5 more hole sponsors, and this is, again, we're still about 6 weeks or so away from the event. So this is a great indicator of y'all's acceptance and excitement for this. So we encourage you to check with Abby or anybody on staff, the website, to see how you might participate either with a club or in some other way. Next thing I would say is our next meeting. We're going to have 2 changes for you, time and place. It will be the 3rd Tuesday. However, it will be a morning event starting at 8 o'clock. It'll be at the factory. And the speaker would be Dr. Arthur Laffer. Show of hands who may have heard Dr. Laffer speak or studied his curve in college. Yeah, you'll want to be here for that. He is a very engaging person as a speaker. He's, I guess, part professor, part prophet, and a little bit of preacher, if you want to keep the alliteration going. But you'll enjoy that. Look for that as announcements come to you via email on August the 20th. With that, I would just direct your attention to the website, to your handouts for those other opportunities to engage with the Chamber of Commerce. And thank you for being here today. Have a great day.